In 1965, Charles undertook his first public engagement by attending a student garden party at the Palace of Holyrood House. During his time as Prince of Wales, Charles undertook official duties on behalf of the Queen, completing 10,934 engagements between 2002 and 2022. He officiated at investitures and attended the funerals of foreign dignitaries. Charles made regular tours of Wales, fulfilling a week of engagements each summer, and attending important national occasions, such as opening the Senedd. The 6 trustees of the Royal Collection Trust met 3 times a year under his chairmanship. Charles also represented his mother at the independence celebrations in Fiji in 1970, the Bahamas in 1973, Papua New Guinea in 1975, Zimbabwe in 1980, and Brunei in 1984. In 1983, Christopher John Lewis, who had fired a shot with a .22 rifle at the Queen in 1981, attempted to escape a psychiatric hospital in order to assassinate Charles, who was visiting New Zealand with his first wife, Diana, and son William, while Charles was visiting Australia on Australia Day in January 1994. David Kam fired 2 shots at him from a starting pistol in protest of the treatment of several 100 Cambodian asylum seekers held in detention camps. In 1995, Charles became the first member of the royal family to visit the Republic of Ireland in an official capacity. In 1997, Charles represented the Queen at the Hong Kong handover ceremony. At the funeral of Pope John Paul II in 2005, Charles caused controversy when he shook hands with the President of Zimbabwe, Robert Mugabe, who had been seated next to him. Charles' office subsequently released a statement saying that he could not avoid shaking Mugabe's hand and that he finds the current Zimbabwean regime abhorrent. Charles represented the Queen at the opening ceremony of the 2010 Commonwealth Games in Delhi, India. In November 2010, he and Camilla were indirectly involved in student protests when their car was attacked by protesters. From 15 to 17 November 2013, he represented the Queen for the first time at a Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in Colombo, Sri Lanka. Charles and Camilla made their first joint trip to the Republic of Ireland in May 2015. The trip was called an important step in promoting peace and reconciliation by the British Embassy. During the trip, Charles shook hands in Galway with Gerry Adams, leader of Sinn Féin and widely believed to be the leader of the IRA, the militant group that had assassinated Lord Mountbatten in 1979. The event was described by the media as a historic handshake and a significant moment for Anglo-Irish relations. Commonwealth heads of government decided at their 2018 meeting that Charles would be the next head of the Commonwealth after the Queen. The head is chosen and therefore not hereditary. In March 2019, at the request of the British government, Charles and Camilla went on an official tour of Cuba, making them the first British royals to visit the country. The tour was seen as an effort to form a closer relationship between the United Kingdom and Cuba. Charles contracted COVID-19 during the pandemic in March 2020. Several newspapers were critical that Charles and Camilla were tested promptly at a time when many NHS doctors, nurses and patients had been unable to be tested expeditiously. He tested positive for COVID-19 for a second time in February 2022. He and Camilla, who also tested positive, had received doses of a COVID-19 vaccine in February 2021. Charles attended the November 2021 ceremonies to mark Barbados' transition into a parliamentary republic, abolishing the position of monarch of Barbados. He was invited by Prime Minister Mia Mottley as the future head of the Commonwealth. It was the first time that a member of the royal family attended the transition of a realm to a republic. In May of the following year, Charles attended the state opening of the British Parliament, delivering the Queen's speech on behalf of his mother. As a Councillor of State,